Welcome back, guys. I want to do something a little different this time. Um, and I've talked about doing kind of a behind the scenes video of my new studio and gear, which is not all that new at this point now. It's been a while, and I never really done like a zoomed out video, me holding it over here to show the light stand, my camera stand, like this whole table that I've put together. I haven't done that yet, and it's on my list of things to do. There's a couple of final pieces that I would like to do first before I do that, but I thought, why not just show how I kind of go over it? Now, I've already played with the knife. I've already carried it usually at this point. I already know, about the item that we're going to talk about, which is this Benchmade Crooked River from the Benchmade Custom Shop. Now, this was loaned in by Kyle over at Red Wolf EDC. And I will put a link to his channel down below, of course, because I am very appreciative of him sending things in. And I'll also put a link to my Benchmade playlist down below. But I figured I would just run through and measure this up and write it down and just kind of show you that piece of it. Okay? Now, I have a bunch of books. This is volume number 6. So I've done 700 and something videos at this point. And I just kind of do the same thing on all of them. And at some point, I kind of thought about taking all of these books and all of this information and kind of putting together some sort of a database or spreadsheet or something, but I don't know. I've got so many now. It might be kind of daunting to go through and enter all this data in and build like this knife spec sheet database. It sounds like a cool idea, but I don't know that I don't know, is it beneficial for me in any way? I don't know. But anyway, let's just run through and we'll measure this and talk about it at the same time. Now, what you don't see is there's a drawer under this table, and I do have a scale that I have already. I just keep it in the drawer. It fits perfectly in the drawer. I just slide the drawer open, and I can then turn it on, weigh the things, and whatnot. So I've already weighed it at 5.4 ounces. I usually weigh it first. Then I put it up here on the table, and I've got my caliper, and I got a tape measure. So I get super scientific with it because I don't trust all of the numbers that are on the websites usually. So this is 5.25 plus. So I just kind of write it down. And then I do overall. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory here. It's all the same stuff that I talk about on every video. And this is 9.25. And then for the blade and the edge, I like to get a little bit more scientific, so I grab the calipers. And I measure, as we've talked about before, from the farthest edge of the scale to the tip of the blade. And 3.98. And then how I do the edge is I literally just take it here and I kind of draw a line at the tip and a line at the choil. And then I take the caliper and I line that up and measure it that way. 3.79. Because trying to actually measure the blade on the blade, which is how I used to kind of do it, it's just not good. The blade steel on this one is S9DV. If it says it on the blade, I write it down that way. Oftentimes, or sometimes it doesn't say on the blade. So then I will do some research and Google or look at the notes that somebody sent to me and things of that nature. 0.123 blade thickness. And then overall thickness is 0.601. I don't know if that's coming out. There you go, 601. And then I would have, if it runs on bearings or washers, stuff like that, right? So then what I would do is I would just take this. I would probably go online, look up a link. If it was from somebody, like a retailer sent it in, I would put the link to their, I would look up the link and copy that and put it in the notes of my phone, which is what I'm using here now. And I'm putting the tools away in the drawer. A little bit of dust on there. And then I will put this notepad off to the side, off camera, set it up here, and say, okay. And then I would go through the normal review thing. So I don't need to give you all the specs now because we just did them together. Okay? But this is a very cool knife. This is from their custom shop so that you can order them. I think they have certain models that you can order custom made. And you can pick your finishes, you can pick the bead steel. Like there's a whole bunch of things that you can pick. And I think Kyle nailed this one. Red and black is my colors. So that's why I was super excited when I was gifted this Red Horse Knife Works by a viewer because it's pretty much black with some red. The other Red Horse that I do have that I bought myself is Satin Blade, but it is also a red pivot collar and black carbon fiber. There's no blue in that one. You guys have seen it. It's coming back to me now from another YouTuber that I lent it to. So red and black is totally my colors, and I think this looks great. Okay, let's zoom in and take a close-up look. Kyle uses his stuff. So there is going to be some marks on the blade. Be some marks from my finger prints. Very cool red G10. I think it looks awesome. Red G10 backspacer, which is equally cool. The pocket clip on this is reversible, left to right. It is a deep carry clip. And again, it's Benchmade's normal, where they don't use countersunk hardware or recess the material into the handle. But the depth of the clip between the clip and the G10 does allow this style clip from Benchmade to work most of the time. It will sometimes get hung up on the screws in my jeans. Doesn't matter which knife it is from Benchmade that uses this clip. 1 in 20 kind of hangs up. 1 in 15 hangs up on my jeans. So I wish that was a thing. Okay. I do have a light over here on the side of the table always. Sometimes it's in the drawer so that I can show inside here. You have lightning pockets on the scales and some dust. To make this a bit lighter, at 5.4 ounces, it's totally carryable. But, it's your typical access lock. I mean, it just is really great. And the action on this one is super quick. It's a timing thing with the access lock to get it, right? You got to kind of hold it just enough until it gets down, and then you drop it. And this is a great size. At almost a 4-inch blade, basically a 4-inch blade, 3.98, come on. It's a good size. So let's do a couple size comparisons here. Get the little dust and junk off of the table. Here's next to the Sharpie. Spyderco Delica. I should have grabbed a couple of other Benchmades, but I just did not. I usually use what I have on the table here. Quiet Carry Waypoint. And then we'll move up in size a little bit here because, again, I have these on the table. The Hellraiser, since I brought that out. It's a little bit shorter than the it's a little longer than the Hellraiser. Because I have it here. The Reese Whelan Fatty Slash. Roughly the same overall length, but it's a 3/8 inch blade stock on the Reese Whelan. Totally different, and this runs on bearings, and it's super drop shutty. Be careful because it will take your finger. And how about, since we've got another overbuilt knife here, the Direware Solo V5. Awesome knife. Those two last ones are going to be put up for sale because it's just time to move some things. So there you go. Here is the Benchmade Crooked River. I know I have a Benchmade Mini Crooked River video that I've already done, but that will be in the playlist of my Benchmades. And I thought it would just be kind of cool to show you a little bit of behind the scenes. If that's interesting to you, please let me know. If you think that's silly and don't do that on camera ever again, well, please let me know that too. I'm good either way. And I promise I will do kind of a rundown of this very cool Husky adjustable table that I use, as well as talk about the mat, this very cool camera stand I've got, and the light, and all of this stuff, which is a lot of information that I got from another YouTuber's instructional video. But so I took a lot of the parts and pieces that he used to build his, I used to build mine. So I promise I will share that. All right. Anyway, I mean, of course, if people want to see that. But if you don't, I'll probably do a video anyway, and you can just not watch that one if you so desire not to watch it. So there you go, guys. Benchmade. Thank you, Kyle, for sending this up. I do greatly appreciate everybody who sends things in. It's how I am able to continue to do this and do daily content. So thanks for watching, everyone. Have yourselves a fantastic, wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.